though many of you have the right to vote. Some of you don't actually vote, but you love complaining about stuff, even though you do have the power to change what happens. You may not be doing it because it takes effort and work. And so the people who are in office are likely there because they were voted into office. And you could change that, sure. What you got to understand is really no matter who you elect, chances are they probably don't care that much about you. I'm just saying, I've never known a politician to really genuinely care about you other than your ability to put them into office. They don't care about your issues. Ultimately, what they will care about is whoever has the most amount of money to tell them what they should believe. I don't care if they're in this political party or that political party. They're all the same. The only vote that counts is the one that has a $100 bill attached to it. And unfortunately, you are not worth that much to someone who's getting elected. And if I'm the first person to say that, I hate to burst your bubble. That's just the way it works no matter what country you're from, no matter which side of the aisle you sit on in Congress, it's the same. So, we have now this thing called the internet, as a tool that we can use to really engage the elected officials that we have. And this begs the question, should elected officials be using social media? Twitter, Facebook, Google+, MySpace, well, maybe not MySpace so much anymore, but should they be on social media? Because many of them will set up a Twitter account and they won't even know what to freaking do with it. I mean, it's so painfully obvious because they watch everything they say. That's what a politician will do because they don't want to lose their power. Because their power means money. Okay? They go hand in hand because they get paid to tell the world what they think. That's how easy it is. It's why you'll see, no matter what the politician, no matter what country, you'll see them flip-flop all the time. Or they believe something so just strongly because they're getting paid to believe something. God, I wish it was that easy. I wish I was getting paid by Apple. I wish I was getting paid by Google to say that Google Chrome was an amazing web browser. I wish I was getting paid by Microsoft to say that I love the Xbox 360. I wish I was getting paid by Sony to say that I love the PS3's Blu-ray playback. I wish I was getting paid by Nintendo for saying I love the games on the Wii, specifically the old games that I grew up with. I wish I was getting paid by Atari to say that I love playing the ROMs on all their newer apps, but I'm not. I'm not. You'd think I was, and I get accused of it all the time, but it's just not true. So, should politicians be called out on social media? I'm of the mindset, honestly, forget about the private voting process. I think we should still have the right to vote, but I think we should do it in a much more transparent way than has been done before. Okay? I also believe that we should have limitations on terms. Extreme limitations on terms. And I do believe that politicians need to be held accountable as if they were regular citizens and not above the law. They should not be able to exempt themselves from any law that they passed. Nobody is above the law, at least here in this country. And certainly, wouldn't it be nice to have a velocity online and the measure of you getting elected or not getting elected was tied back? Now, granted, this kind of, it gets a little spooky because it ties into identity online, which, by the way, is, as far as I'm concerned, a foregone conclusion. Because right now, there's a lot of anonymity online. Being able to vote, having it tied into you as a person, a citizen of this country, or any country really, and kind of vote using social media. Wouldn't that be nice? Elected officials don't have the time to pay attention to everybody. They don't, right? But they're off in another part of the country, and they're representing a part of the country that is so distant from them. They're so disconnected from us, the people that they're supporting. And social media is a way that we can communicate back with them if they're paying attention. But they're not paying attention. They're idiots. Honestly, I've yet to meet an intelligent politician. Not kidding. They play the game. It's just what they do. They're never going to call it like they see it because that means death for them. They know they're going to get raked across the coals. You know, I know we don't like any negative campaigning in the country, but that doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. Because you know what? That works. They play on everybody's human psyche because you know what? We have a lot of sheep in this country. And they listen to whatever the media says. So I say, let's take the power away from traditional media and turn the power into social media. Let's make that the platform. I believe a lot of reform needs to happen, but you know what? It's not going to happen if the elected officials are benefiting from the current structure. And you know what? They're benefiting right now. Did you realize that corporations are people? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, corporations, people. That's right. If you prick them, they bleed. By the way, the article on lockergnome.com explains how politicians should be using social media. Check it out. We linked it in the description. Hopefully you like it and will share it because you have the power.